I'm learning. And I want to thank him for the spirit of humbleness in him. And when he said he wants to learn, so I humble myself more. That if this man wants to learn, I also want to learn. And I have a lot of friends here also. Rakunle and the wife. I've known them a long time ago from Sister Bola. I know some of you for a long time. And it's a privilege. Anytime God brought us together to know each other. God doesn't bring people together just to know each other. It's for a purpose. And I always say, church member, you are here for it now. No church has member. And I'm sorry to say that too. I say that in my church. No church has no member. They are children of God. And they might be there for a certain time. They might be there to learn. Some of you are here this morning for a purpose. Some of us are just passing through. And before God take you to where you are going. But I believe this season is very important. You must not miss it. I know that some of you are tired, but I want you to stand with me for a while. I want to thank God for what God is doing in this place. I came here this morning and I met the man of God leading prayer. And I was about to go inside the office and sit down and reflect on myself. And I heard the voice. It said, the prayer they are praying is meant for you. And I quickly retraced myself back into the main auditorium here. And I want to tell you that everything we've done here today is meant for somebody. I don't know if it's meant for you. Can you lift up your hand and just say, Lord, I thank you for bringing me here today. I thank you for the privilege you have given me today. Because many were buried yesterday. Do you know that many are still tied down in the hospital? Many doesn't know what to even do. I don't know if you are complaining about your issue, doesn't even know the food they will eat. Some have been here for many donkey of years. They don't even know where to go. Now you are still complaining. Many were born in this place. Still here, they are lost in transit. They don't even know where they are. Their memory, their life has been lost. But God give us privilege to be in His presence. Lord, we adore you. We adore you. We give you praise. We give you all adoration, for you alone is worthy to be praised. Can you give him praise? Because he's worthy to be praised. Give him praise, give him praise, give him praise, give him praise. We give you all the glory. We worship you, our God. Yes, Lord, you are worthy to be praised. We give you all, we give you all, we give you all the glory. We worship you, you are worthy to be praised. I want to sing holy now. Holy, 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 God Almighty, early in the morning, our sun shall rise today. Sing it, holy, 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 merciful and mighty, oh God in three persons, blessed Trinity. Father, we adore you this morning. We thank you for life. We thank you for your faithfulness. If not for you, Lord, we don't know where we would have been. It is because of your mercy we are standing before you this morning. We thank you for GICC. We thank you for the plantation of this church. We thank you for every life in this place. We thank you for this program. We thank you for life you're about to turn around. We thank you for your presence in this place. We thank you for your divine intervention. We thank you, oh God, for where you are taking this ministry to. We thank you for where they started from. We thank you for where they will at today. We thank you for every life that have been part of this meeting. We exalt your holy name. We thank you for what you have done. We thank you for what you're about to do. We thank you because none of us will go empty this morning. We thank you because your glory will overshadow us. We bless you for who you are. Daddy, we have nothing to say.
Yes, Lord.
But to say thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
We thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
We thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Can you look someone beside them saying you are blessed this morning? Tell the person you are blessed this morning. Tell the person you have no choice, you will flourish. Tell somebody no power can hold you down.
No power can hold you down.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Let's take a few minutes before we go through this morning. Let's have our seats. I want to thank God for this morning. I want to thank God for the privilege God has given me to be here this morning. Actually, we just finished 30 days fasting also. And man of God invited me. I said, I will come. And I brought greeting from my wonderful, lovely wife and my 3 kids. They are so wonderful. Yeah. Can you look someone beside you? Tell the person you are wonderful. If your wife or your husband is there, tell you are wonderful. If they are far away, throw kiss to them, they are wonderful. This morning, I don't have much work to do. I think we've done a lot of work, and we just want to share some few words and pray. And I'm confused this morning because different thing comes my way this morning. Prayer, words. So I have a message that I've prepared to preach to us this morning. It's still in the line of empowerment to flourish. But in my mind, I was thinking, don't you supposed to thank God for what He has done? So everything begins to work in my head. And I would start from the Bible verse where we took the flourishing from. The book of Psalm 92, from verse 12 to 14. And I'm starting from verse 12. Some of you that have read that Bible verse very well. From verse 11, David was complaining about wicked people. And so when he gets to 9:12, he said, the righteous shall flourish like the palm. And what do we call righteous? Righteous means someone that have right standing with God. Not necessarily that he's not committing sin, not necessarily that he's perfect, but he has right standing with God. He connects to God. And if you look at the school of wisdom we have this morning, and despite all the situation in the life of that man, Bible says he still had the guts to call upon the Lord. Bible said he did 2 things. He called and cried. Do you know these different things? Yes. When you are calling somebody, he has not got to the point. But when you become a cry, sir, I need help. I'm done. He said, Bible said he called and cried. Verse 6 said he called and cried. And cried. No wonder I said in Psalm 25, said, unto thee, O Lord, you are lift up my soul. He said, oh my God, I trust in thee. And I said yesterday, if you hear those sentences, you will baffle for David. And many times I look, there's a man, Bible said, is after God's own heart. God himself said that this is a man after my own heart. The man I love. But the man cried. In Psalm 25, he said, on thee, only you I trust. He said, let me not be put to shame. If you look at that sentence, that means he's going through a situation that can bring him to shame. He said, let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemy, he recognized that there is an enemy working somewhere. Let not my enemy triumph over me. Let him that trusts you be a triumphant. We look at the man cried. So if you look at the Bible, then it's like, it's the same David liking us to a palm tree. And I said yesterday that palm tree, everything about palm tree is money. Yes, sir. That's one of the trees that has no season. When you are defining dryness, they don't see dryness. Everything, the leaves is money. The fruit is money. The seed is money. The tree himself is money. For this nation that knows about it, where we came from, they don't know the use of it. We just got it. But for here, they can use the back as a clothes, as a broom, as a cotton, as anything. The oil is there. Then everything, the match is there. Everything you need from that tree. And Bible said, a righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. That means no condition, no situation in 2017 that must bring you down. Amen. Listen to me. This year you will flourish. Amen. I can hear your voice. This year you will flourish. Amen. Now you go further in verse 30. It said, those that are being planted, that means need to be connected. You need to be planted in God. You need to be planted in God, not in the world. Now, they don't need to preach to you. This environment is toxic now. It's messed up. Now, any government can come that doesn't know Joseph, that can mess people up. But if you are planted in God, he said one thing, you will flourish in the court of God. Psalm 92 verse 12, that's what I'm reading. And verse 14 said, they shall still bring forth fruit. Even though you think you are old, you think things are going down, he said, no, you can still bring forth fruit. You can still thrive, you can still rise, even when things are not working for others. When it seems as if your knowledge is weighing down, he said you can still flourish. He said, why do you have to flourish? To show forth the upright. To show forth the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteous in him. And I want you to know one thing very well. This fasting is not just for joke. Now, fasting is just one aspect of meeting your need. There's a lot of ways. David said in 121, I said, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. There are many hills. It's not just prayer alone. Prayer is one of the hills. The word of God is one of the hills. Praise is one of the hills. There are many hills. There are many. So if you are just blindfolded as a Christian and said, you only fasting and pray, Lord, do it, Lord, do it, Lord, and you lack wisdom, you might still long in praying. You might not see anything come. We find that those that pray a lot without applying wisdom become more poorer.
Yeah, that's true.
Why? I'm reading Psalm 89. Don't worry about that tonight. That's just city grace. Psalm 89. I started talking to the youths recently, and I told them, don't be blind. You have to be focused. What do you have for future? You know, it happened in the book of Corinthians, and they begin to pray. They said Jesus is coming, and they begin to sell all their stuff. No, you have to plan for future. That's why they plan for future.
Plan for future.
Remember the topic, flourishing. If you must flourish this year, there's a lot of things you need to do. We've started this year with fasting and prayer. I was watching your prayer all the time. Those prayer line pass normally, I will look at it and pray also with it. Even though we also were praying. The essence of it is that before we take off, let us empower ourselves. Until you are empowered, you are not permitted to rise in destiny. Until you are empowered, you can't rise in destiny. See, while you are expecting goodness, there are power also expecting you to go down. David said something in Psalm 127. He said, the Lord is my light and my salvation. He said, whom shall I fear? He said, three powerful people that you must fear. He said, when the wicked, when the foes, and your enemy. You see, the wicked people you don't need to offend wicked people. You don't need to have anything to do with it. They just found that your parents, they know you're praying. And that is his son. That man didn't give me water when I need water. His son will not rise. We call them wicked people. You do them nothing. You do them nothing, but they just want to fight you. So you need power to be able to withstand those people. And he talks about foes. Foes are your people that knows your history. They know when you start. Is Joseph, is he not the son of carpenter? Is he not son of carpenter? Is he not here he met us? Is he not the boy that stayed in my house when he came to this America? Have you heard people say that you met us here? Have you heard the word before? You met us here. Is it not this place you met us? Why is he behaving like? Is he the only one here? There are people that are your foes that know your strength. Sometimes I call them familiar spirit. They are familiar with you. And many times they know your weakness. You share your life with them. You tell them this is what is going on in my life. And at the back they like to put you. But David was saying that these are people. And you have your enemy. You see, I have one principle and I don't hide it. If I notice that you are my enemy in the morning, you'll be my enemy in the afternoon. You'll be hard. There's no small enemy. There's no what?
Small enemy.
Enemy is enemy any day. Remember when the angel of the Lord want to fight with Joshua? Joshua said, are you with us or you are against us? Let us know where we start fighting from. So those are the three things. So you need the power of God for you to be able to flourish in this year. And ability to flourish also depends on your ability to see where you are going. Where are you going? Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He said, I know the plan that I have towards you, says the Lord. He said, plan of what? Peace, not of what? Evil, for you to have your what? Expected end. Three things. Peace. Now, peace encompasses a lot of things. You have to have peace. You need to do a lot of things. Not to see evil, you need to do a lot of things. To bring your expected hand is another thing. Do you have expected hand? Because God doesn't flourish people on things they are not ready for. Where do you want to flourish? On what area of your life do you want to flourish? In your spiritual life? Is it in your destiny? Is it in your marriage? Where do you want to flourish? If you must flourish, you must prepare. That's what they prepare. I can hear your voice say prepare. So what is it? What does it mean to be empowered? To be empowered means to equip individual with skills. You need skills to be able to deal with issue in 2017. You need skills to be able to manage wealth. You need skill to be able to manage people. You need skill. So empowerment means to skill you, to empower you, to equip you with a skill, to be able to manage what God is telling you, to be able to manage what God wants you to be. What does empowerment mean? Empowerment means to equip you with resources. You see, many times God will test you with resources. Will you be able to be faithful? Resources of knowledge, resources of people. People, the best resources you can ever have in your life is people. Oh, when God connects you to good people, don't mess it up. Oh, there are two things that will move your life forward. The knowledge you have about the book you read and the people that you meet in your destiny. Oh, the people that surrounds you matters to where you are going. They are resources. Resources because it's people that will give you information. It's people that will say, I can help you on this area. They will open your eyes, expose your mind. So to be empowered means to be equipped with resources. If God equips you with resources, will you use it? Every time you come to church, we equip you with its resources. We tell you that you can move forward. We build your faith. But many times you build your faith because Bible said faith coming by hearing and hearing. Not just sitting down, but you need to go back and resource the word. The word that I have today, will it move my life forward? I cannot use it. To be empowered means to be equipped with authority. You need authority. There is a difference between authority and power. Do you know that? I can empower you with position, but I might not give you authority to operate. Have you noticed many directors doesn't have power?
Director without portfolio.
Portfolio. I was hearing recently that one of country in Africa was a vice president, but when they want to have executive meeting, they didn't allow the vice president to come to the meeting. They allow the secretary to come to the meeting. They allow the deputy secretary of a state, but the vice president, they closed door against him. He was just having a vice president as a portfolio, a vice president, but no authority. You know, two things God gave Jesus Christ, Acts 10:38. I'm saying he gave him Holy Ghost and power. Holy Ghost is authority. The power is the power, but he has the authority and power. Authority to cast down, authority, and the moment the two comes in, he begins to do good. So to be equipped, to be empowered means to be equipped with opportunity. So in 2017, opportunity will be placed before you.
Amen.
Will you use it?
Amen.
Opportunity will be, many times opportunities have been presented to us and we didn't use it. Especially African people, we don't use opportunity. Oh, we don't. We're so afraid of challenges. We don't use it. And again, we don't even read. So it's very difficult. I'm challenging most youths recently. Read. There are information. Read. There are way out. Read. Now don't bother yourself with people that are making noise. There's too much noise all around. But in this environment, you can shine. That's what I will shine.
I will shine.
I can hear your voice now. I will shine. To be empowered means to be motivated. And that is what we're doing in the church, to encourage you, to motivate you, that don't stop. You hear the school of wisdom, it doesn't matter the challenges that surround you, you can still cry and call upon him, and God can still answer. What is empowerment? Is to give you power to show forth the glory of God. To show for what? To show for the glory of God. I'll be moving faster because of my time. What does it mean to be empowered? It means to permit you, for you to rise in destiny. So you need the power to rise in destiny. In your family, you need power to rise. Some of us come from a very strong foundation, but there nobody rise in the family. I hope you have not come to this country and forgot where you are coming from. Because devil has no restriction. There is no restriction. Because you left Okitigbe, Okebo, and come to Maryland, does not mean that the spirit that in Okebo doesn't know here. They don't need to fly. They can only see. Have you seen them sometimes? It's here also. A man took me, I took Uber to church on Friday night. And the driver that took me to church, while I got into the church, saw me hold my hyper. He said, are you going to church? I said, yeah. Are you a minister? I said, I'm one of them. He said, I want you to pray for my daughter. I said, your daughter have witchcraft. He said, how did you know? I said, because when I enter your car, I saw witchcraft in your car. He said, oh, the girl has been tormenting us. How old is this girl? 17 years, 16 years old. I said, will you saw when he took me to church? He said, this is the church. So this big church. Do you want to come in? He said, pray for me. I said, come in. He came, he was in the church. When I finished, I said, how are you able to see those things? My daughter is a witch. He has messed us up. He said, we can't talk in the house. Listen, there are powers. This is not black, it's white. It's white. Ask people in the church on Friday. If you call anyone and they ask them, I brought him out. Said, talk to him. Said, my daughter is witch. Said, he has talked to us. We have gone around. So you are thinking it's only black problem is witch. Now your own, you are keeping it. Their own, they don't feel shy about it. They will tell you. Have you seen them on TV? They have white witch. I have black witch. There are power also ordained to hold you down. So you need power to rise. Can you tell yourself, I will rise?
I will rise.
Can you tell yourself, I will rise this year?
I will rise
The Bible talks about a man that have been at Bethsaida for 38 years. 38 years. It was at a place called a place of glory. 38 years. But his life has no meaning. His parents, everybody left him. But the day the power came to lift him, do you know the people that they said were there? In the book of John chapter 5 verse 3, people that are impotent, blind, odds, withered, those that their life has been messed up. He found himself among them. And Bible said his life never had been until Jesus came to stir that water. You need power to rise. I know he must have been trying for 38 years to even crawl to that water. He's very close to the water, but he never get to the water for 38 years. I don't know how long you've been trying to rise, but the power to rise is not coming. I don't know how long you've been trying to get married, but the power to get married. No, marriage is not physical, it's a spiritual thing. Now, there's a sister we got married, we wedded 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago now. When we were about to wed that sister, our friends, people in the church said, the sister was not a member of our church, was a Muslim. People in the church were complaining, the other girls, that something covered their glory. Saying, we don't even see what this boy is seeing in this girl. The girls, to be sincere, the girl was not that pretty. Not some people that are wonderfully and fearfully. Some people are only wonderful, not fearfully. Everybody is wonderfully made. But there are some fearful made. Some people are pretty, to be sincere. Let us put away church now. I'm pastor, I'm talking to you. Some people, you see them, you will look them 2 times. I'm talking from the human part now. I'm a woman, I'm a man also. Man doesn't look spiritual, we look physical first.
Hallelujah.
Are you getting it? Now some of you are pretending now because we're in church. Don't you look sometimes? Even some women look some women. They say, wow, this one is good. The curve is in the right place. Everything is fine. People were complaining. Say, we don't even know what this boy. But they can't marry you. Hallelujah. Those guys that are complaining are still, some of them are still there. So when I have to preach, stop complaining. Carry the glory.
Hallelujah.
It takes glory to marry.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it? It's not about you are fine. Now stop using foundation too much. That will mess up your face. Why do you need the power? To live without stressful behavior. Many of us are too stressful. You know the power of God. Tell somebody I need the power of God.
I need the power of God.
Tell somebody I need the power of God.
I need the power of God.
Why do you need to be empowered? To prevail in destiny. So you have to wait for it. You need power to prevail in destiny. To prevail in destiny. Tell somebody I will prevail in destiny.
I will prevail in destiny.
Why do you need the power? To be filled, to fulfill your destiny. There's difference between to prevail. There's difference between to fulfill. Again, to prevail means to be able to overcome the power that want to waste your life. To fulfill means to express the glory of God in your life. Do you know, many of you, if you have money, you will take care of many people. But devil know that if you have money, you will deliver people in your family. So he will not let you have money. He will let you work, but struggle. Some of you have overcome some battle, at least you are here. You are not fighting other battles from Africa, even though you are fighting different battles. But he let you overcome those battles. But the battle to now have money is an issue thing. There are 3 things that affect money. I told you yesterday. Ability to receive. Ability to what? Sustain. Ability to what?
Multiply.
Some people receive, they can't sustain. As the money comes, it goes. Oh, some people sustain, but they can't multiply. Common sense to multiply is not there. Are you getting it? So you need power to fulfill your destiny. That's why I fulfill my destiny.
I will fulfill my destiny.
Why do you need power again? To make heaven. Tell somebody you will make heaven.
I will make heaven.
Listen to me. If you will flourish, your desire must be to make heaven. We are in a sinful environment that can mess you up. This environment can mess you up. If you are not careful, a child of God from Africa, coming from anywhere, if you come here, if you are not careful, you might forget about God.
Yes, sir.
The reason why people go to church in Africa is different from the reason why people go to church here.
Yes, sir.
Some people go to church in Africa, but they are looking for protection. Holy Spirit, protect me. Here, you don't need it.
Yes, sir.
There is no light. I'm robber. Here, you don't need it. I'm robber is not coming to your house. Some people went to church to charge their phone. Here, you don't need to do it. Your light is not going. So to make heaven, you need the power of God to live right. for they that are righteous, talking about righteous shall flourish. So you need the power of God to be able to overcome the sin of the environment. You need the power of God to be able to stand in this same environment. If you are not careful, you will learn how to lie in this place. If you have not been lying before, if you are not careful, they will teach you how to lie. You have to. You are not careful. So you need the power of God. We're not just having the power of God to have money, but to live right. Because this place is not our home. We're just a sojourner in this place.
Hallelujah.
We're just passing through this place. To fulfill this, you need the power of God. See, there are some few things that can hinder your flourishing in this year, 2017. Few things can hinder it. You're disobedient to God's instruction. Disobedient to what? God is saying. Saul lost the power and the authority of God for disobeying God. What God asked him to do, he refused to do. 1 Samuel chapter 5, 15, verse 22. Bible said, but Saul replied, does the Lord delight in the burnt offering and sacrifice as much as in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than what? Sacrifice. Listen to me. If you are not careful in this place, there are power that want you to just go against the will of God. And devil knows that if you can disobey him, you might not be able to flourish. And I always say this to us. Many of you know the right thing to do, but you are not doing it. What is the essence of God instructing you when you know that you will not obey? When God finds that if he instructed you yesterday, you didn't follow him. Instructed today, you didn't follow him. So why will he guide you where there is money? There's no need of guiding you. He said, acknowledge me in all your ways and I will direct your path. No, when he's directing you and you disobey him, how will you flourish? He said, John, sit down here. But he said, why should I sit down here? I have to go that side. And whereas there are blessings under this place for you to tap. And you stood and you left the place. How will you be blessed? Disobedient to God's instruction will cause you not to flourish. Disobedient to God's instruction will cause man not to flourish. What other thing that can cause us not to flourish? Not seeking the will of God. Not doing, seeking the will of God. The book of Hosea says something. Hosea chapter 4 verses. It said, my people are perished, not because of witchcraft, not because of Donald Trump, but because they lack knowledge. They lack knowledge. And in that Bible verse, we find that ignorance is a generational thing. Do you know that? In that Bible verse, Hosea 4 verses, said, my people are destroyed for lack of what? Because you have rejected knowledge. So what he said, I also will reject you from being priest over me. To be prince, the word prince means to represent me. That's what prince means. That means because you rejected knowledge, you cannot represent me anyway. I can't bring you forward to be my ambassador. I can't let you stand where I want you to stand. Remember I said I'm the one that empower you to make weight. So I can't endow it upon your life even. When you reject knowledge, many times God said, wait upon me for 2 days and pray. You can't wait upon the Lord. Many times God says, study. As in many times God has told you, bless a man or bless somebody. And say, why should I bless him? He has money. As many times God speaks to you, pray for somebody. So why should I be praying for somebody when I have my own problem? Have you been in some time that God said, wake up this night and pray before you sleep. And you are thinking I'm going to pray. While you are sitting there, you just slept off. Until you woke up 5 times, say, hey, God. Seek for knowledge. Seek for strength. See what he said that make me very, very afraid. And I also will reject you from being priest for me because you have forgotten the law of your God. See what he said in the next line. I also will forget your children. So ignorance is a generational thing. So if you affect children, there's a tendency to affect your children. That is why if you have ignorance about knowledge about marriage, if you are not careful, you divorce, there's tendency your children also might divorce. Because everything you see in that situation, you carry it all around. And you'll be talking about it, and your children will learn from it. That all men are very bad. Or yours also, all women are very bad. And that is the mentality you've pumped into the life of that child because of ignorance. So seek for knowledge. Seek for knowledge. Lack of knowledge can affect your life to flourish in 2017. Tell somebody, I will flourish.
I will flourish.
Tell yourself, I will flourish.
I will flourish.
Tell yourself, I will flourish.
I will flourish.
How can you enhance the power of flourishing? Through prayer and fasting. That's number one. Through prayer and what? Fasting. Jesus said, without prayer and fasting, these things cannot take place. Medically, they've said that fasting even is good for body. Have you noticed that? It's good for your skin. It's good for your body. But you know, it's not easy to be fasting. I don't know. Many people like fasting here. Some of us are spiritual. I eat fast. Even though I don't eat early in the morning, it's not like fasting. Do you notice the day you say you want to fast? Is that day one headache will come from nowhere? Naturally, you won't eat it 2 o'clock. Naturally, you don't eat. But the day you made up your mind you want to fast, you know that day, 8 o'clock, one headache will just come. For you to know that devil also monitor your movement, monitor your life. Have you made up your mind that 3 days I'm going to pray? You will find that along the day, along that 3 days, before that 3 days, somebody will annoy you that you will make sure that you're almost not finishing the prayer. To know, for you to know that so to enhance your flourishing, you have to find time to pray and fast this year. Find time. Don't let them call for fasting in the church before you pray. Don't let them call for fasting before you start praying. Set up a day for yourselves. And for me, I alternate it. I don't even imagine it. I make my either Monday or Wednesday I must fast. So if I started putting it on no calendar, but I know that one of the days I will fast. Make up your mind that within a week you have to find some time and spend before the Lord and pray. What is the second thing that enhances the power of flourishing? I said yesterday, service to God. Service. He said, if you serve me, I will bless your bread and your butter. That means you can't lack any good thing. Service to God. What is the another power that can enhance your empowerment for flourishing? Faithfulness to God. Talks about your commitment to God. It said, faithful men give this to. You have to be faithful to God. Be faithful to God. You want God to flourish, you be faithful. In the little He has given you, be faithful. Anytime we're talking about faithfulness, many of us normally think it's money. No, the knowledge God gave to you. How are you using it? Some of you have idea how this church can move forward. Are you bringing the idea here? I told people that are manager, director in the church, the same idea that you have to manage your church, manage that your department. Why don't you use that the same idea to manage your department in the church? You won't say anything in the department. Find them, those of them that are directors, they will just sit down and be looking. You know what they are doing? They just look at all these foolish things these people are doing. And they won't talk. And I challenge them. If you don't talk and you are coming to this church, you have all this knowledge that move your business forward, that move the department forward. Do you think God gave it to you just to use for your business? He gave it to use for His kingdom. For His kingdom. Use it for the kingdom of God. In the department you are, can you give them idea that you are giving them that makes your department to run? Use it for the kingdom of God. We started using all the teenagers right now. They give us idea. The church have moved beyond just preaching. How many people listen to your preaching? There are social media. I think they are doing second service. Second service is supposed to be ending soon. They are doing second service now. On social media. With half group of young guys. 18, 17 of them. As you are preaching, they are tweeting it out. They are tagging it out. People are responding. People are responding. We have a lot of youth coming to church recently. So they have this brain. So instead of them to be watching bad thing on the phone, so we tell them, you help us to be tweeting. I'm old class. I'm not that good in social media. But at least I'm watching it now because they are tweeting on. They are doing that. There are gifts God has placed in you. There are knowledge God has given. You become a doctor not because God wants you to use for putting the word ago, but for His kingdom. Can we call for testing that we want to do just blood checking for everybody that are coming to church? Can we do a talk on how to reduce stress? Can we talk about what you know in your department, in your working place, to help people, to make money, for them to reduce problem? You see, you must be faithful to God. Everything God has given you is not for you, it's for His kingdom. Yes, sir. When you refuse to use it for me, it will trouble you. Are you getting it? You have to be faithful if you will flourish. Another powerful thing that enables us to flourish is worship. Tell somebody praise. Worship. Tell somebody praise. There is victory in praise. If you have never learned it, there are some battles in your life that prayer will never walk on. There are some battles. Remember the issue of Paul and Peter. The Bible said they've been beaten in the money seriousness. They give them cruise slash. But Paul talked to Silas. Why can't we praise Him? We have been beaten before. The Bible said as they begin to praise Him, where they are alone, there was an earthquake that shook the place. And the chain in their hand and leg were destroyed. So if you can praise Him down before, intentionally praise Him. If you cannot sing, find CD, find YouTube that they are singing. Let it be playing in your house. Even when you are not there, let the music be playing. Some of you are looking at PSCIG. No, don't worry. Play. When you want to sleep, play. Do you know that the demonic spirit cannot stand where there is praise? Bible says Saul was tormented. They said, let us get him somebody that will sing for him. The people in the world also know that when you are singing the Son of God, devil cannot stand it. Devil cannot stand it. Remember that story of Paul and then Saul? Bible said, and they have to call for David. They say anytime, and the most painful thing, the demonic spirit that is coming from God also. To trouble him. There are sometimes God might be troubling you. Now, I was so fearful. Let us open our Bible. There's something that's so fearful to me about that Bible verse. That's so very fearful about that Bible verse. I want us to look at that Bible verse very well today. There's something that's so fearful about that Bible verse. That God himself, do you know something? God himself will intentionally retrieve himself when David begins to play. Bible said the spirit was sent by who? By God. By God. Let us look, let us see our Bible. I want to see somewhere here. The Acts, the book of, not the Acts. Give me 1 second.
Samuel 16.
1 Samuel chapter 16.
And in verse 15. And Saul's servant said unto him, Behold now, an evil spirit from God.
Let's start from verse 13, verse 14. Verse 14. Bible says, and but the spirit of the Lord, 1 Samuel chapter 16, but the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, an evil spirit from the Lord. From who?
From the Lord.
From who?
From the Lord.
Troubled him. God can be troubling your job sometimes.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
God can trouble so many things. See what he's saying? He troubled because he disobeyed God. Troubling, and Saul's servant said unto him, verse 15, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubled thee. Let our Lord now command thy servant, which are before thee, to seek out a man who is cunning player on an harp. And it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from God, you see what from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. Verse 18. Look at verse 18. Wherefore Saul sent messenger unto Jesse and said, send me David thy son, which is with the sheep. Verse 21. And David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he had found favor in my sight. Verse 19, 23. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David began to play harp and play with his hand, so Saul was refreshed. That means praise can drive away demonic spirits. Praise. Instead of going for deliverance and they will shake you all your body, why don't you dance like nobody in your house? And say, Lord, the spirit tormenting me, spirit of poverty, leave.
Amen.
Can't stand the presence of God. Yes. Now, David said, I will enter into his gate with thanksgiving. I will enter his court with what? With praise. Right. Spend time in praising God. If you don't need a lot of things, just you and your children or yourself begin to dance. Lord, I thank you because you've overcome this battle. Have you noticed what happened in 2 of 2 Chronicles chapter 20? Bible said a nation came against Jehoshaphat, and God told them, you don't need to fight in this battle. Just get me mystery. Just begin to sing. 6 days. Just shout. Bible said, as they sing, God sent an ambush against the enemy. Praise enhance your flourishing. Praise enhance your victory. You must learn how to praise God. If you have not learned how to praise God, there's a problem. Learn how to praise God. Lastly, what enhance your flourishing? Sacrifice. Let somebody sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Now, sacrifice is not about giving money. Sacrifice is about your time, your gift. Sacrifice. Many of you give sacrifices. Why are you working so hard? Because of you want things to work better. Why do you sacrifice your time? Some of you take some insult at work. Not because you want to take, because you are sacrificing yourself. Because you want to take care of certain things. Why do you go to school? I have a woman in my church, in the church now, is 53. He's going to school. He's doing CNA. I said, Mama, what do you want to do with CNA? He said, Pastor, let me learn this thing. Let me also learn this thing. My goal is to do nursing. I said, Mama, for 53. I said, yeah, I'm doing nursing. When I'm planning to go back, we have a clinic. She has a goal. She finished the CNA. She finished CNA already. She's registered for LPN. I don't know, why do you want to do LPN? Why don't you go straight? He said, Pastor, let me learn it gradually. I don't have the sharp brain now. Gradually. But sure, you know, she will soon finish also. She
yes, sir.
Sacrifice. What sacrifice do you want to give for where you are going? Everything about our life is sacrifice. Jesus gave sacrifice. That is why we're able to call upon his name. Bible says a name has been given after he has submitted to that sacrifice. I told people yesterday he was running away from that sacrifice. He said, let this cup pass over me. Who wants suffering? Who wants suffering? Who wants suffering? Our ministry is a sacrifice. For many of you church people doesn't know that ministry is a sacrifice. But there's sometimes you don't have food to eat, but you still have to pray for people. Oh, there's sometimes you are going through your own ordeal, but you still have to be smiling on the altar. And many church member doesn't know. I was telling church, one was complaining. I said, do you know many times you pray for people, there's testimony, your life no testimony. Have you noticed that sometimes? I said, Pastor, how is it happen? I said, for 7 years we're crying for baby, no baby. We name other people's baby, but no baby. I told somebody there's a time they sent us to court because we couldn't pay our rent, because we use our money to pay for church rent. Yeah, sacrifice. Do you know it's sacrifice? Sometimes you are going through tough time, but when you come on this altar, you have to smile by force. You don't show that you are going through pain. And sometimes you don't even sleep all through because of attack of other people that you carry. Yeah. Do you know the reason why the children pastor doesn't make well? Because many times they focus on other people's problems, they don't see their own children. And sometimes that's why they are frustrated. We're having a meeting recently, a minister's meeting, and some of them were vetting out. The people doesn't care what they go through. But when they are dying inside, nobody cares. And sometimes you can't share your insight to everybody. Because many of you, when we share with you also, we just get this man also going through trouble. You won't come again. Sacrifice. You know, we sacrifice. You want to rise in 2017, you must sacrifice. And anytime, I tell you, anytime God wants to move you forward, he will ask for sacrifice. He told Abraham, do you want me to bless you? Give me your only son that you love. The Bible said in that Genesis, he said, after he has done this, he said, in blessing, I will bless you. We heard about Solomon. He told Solomon, God did not even ask for the sacrifice from Solomon. Solomon himself knows that I have to give sacrifice. Because the position he occupied, he's not supposed to occupy this position. You know that? He said, for me to sustain this position, I need to do something extraordinary to retain it. The Bible said he did something unusual that day. And God woke him up at night. Who taught you how to do this solo? That's what God said. Look at it very well. And God said, ask me anything. Anything. And when the man we asked, he said, just give me wisdom to lead up. He said, God said, you didn't ask well. Okay, since you didn't ask, let me give you what you need. You need wealth. Wealth that nobody have ever had. And Bible said that when they get to the temple, Bible said, the glory of the Lord filled with every step they are taking to the temple. He was killing 1,000 bullocks. 1,000 what? Calculate 1,000 cow. I'm not talking of goat or cow. For sacrifice. Bible said they couldn't do anything. And God said, who taught you how to do this? Who taught you how to do this? Listen to me, church doesn't like it, but you have to give sacrificially for where you are going. It is painful, but it's gainful. You cannot do it, you cannot be blessed. Are you getting it? Before I always shy to talk about this. I'm not shy anymore. I told church, I said, don't be shy. I told church that last 3 weeks. I said, we're fasting. None of you even tell Pastor, take water. I said, it's so ridiculous. And some of you will have guest speakers as I came now. You'll be coming, Pastor, bless you. You'll be giving me money. But those that are laboring on you, you don't even bless them at all. Sister came on, you see last week Sunday, it was crying. I said, Pastor, forgive me. He said, I've never given you anything. I've been in church for 4 years. I said, I know. Your dollar has never touched my hand. And every day you will call like anything. No, he blessed me now. He blessed me this last week. Yeah, he blessed and I brought him to the altar and I poured my heart to him. He blessed. There's a difference between blessing and blessing. I want you to give sacrificially to the kingdom of God. No, you are not giving it so that the man of God will eat. You are not doing it for them. You are doing it for God. It might be painful. Anything you are doing that is not painful is not gainful. Do you see women when they want to give birth? Even those that want CS, is easy. The pain alone. It might not be painful now, but later the pain. Especially those of us that are in winters. If you see, my wife going through CS, so I know. She said that place is paining me, it's hard. And some of us, we have seen what women go through when they are laboring. I've there once. It's painful. I couldn't stand my wife's phone. I have to come out. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. But it's gainful. After the baby has come out, see how peaceful they are. Ask people. It seems like that pain, as the somebody just took it away. There is something God wants to do in our life. If we will flourish, we must be ready. Tell somebody, are you ready? Are you ready? That's up on your feet this morning. You must be ready. You must be ready. must be ready. I have only 2 prayers for us, and I'm heading this morning to prayer for us. All those pray for anointing. All those pray for what?
Anointing.
Anointing. You see what we read in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16. If you read from the beginning, the Bible said, after Samuel have anointed David among his brethren. After he anointed among his brethren, that is when God now trouble Saul. Why didn't they look for another musician, sir? Why didn't they look for another person? But God anointed him in verse 1 and 2. Trouble came upon Saul in verse 12. And Bible said they looked for David. And David said, because God have anointed him as a king. Remember, that's the first anointing. But first he has to learn how to get to bed to him. You can't. How many of us can just walk to White House anyhow? Nobody can just walk in. You don't like Donald Trump, but you can't just walk in there. You ask, what are you looking for? But God needs to take, there's anointing to take him to that palace first. That's the first anointing. God troubled the king and they brought him there. He's supposed to play and go back home. But God King said he has found favor before me. There is anointing upon his head. That even the king has no choice. He said, Jesse, let your son stay with him. To learn the principle of the king. Learn the principle of the palace. You need anointing to get you to where you're supposed to get to. Now, listen, some of you, God gave you some anointing and you get to where God is taking you to, but you didn't maintain the anointing for you to find favor at the place. That's what I'm hearing. So we need anointing to maintain favor.
In the name of Jesus.
Saul said, Jesse, your son has found favor before me. Let him stay. It's when you find favor, you can enjoy where you are.
Yes, sir.
I want you to pray this morning. We have prayed for 30 days. We fasting, we have prayed. We have thanked God. I want you to say, Lord, anoint me.
Anoint me
to flourish.
To flourish.
Say, oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Anoint me
to flourish.
Father,
in the name of Jesus Christ. Anoint me to flourish.
Anoint me to flourish.
2017.
Anoint me to flourish.
Father,
anoint me to flourish. Anoint me to flourish in this land. Anoint me to flourish in my calling. Anoint me to flourish. 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 In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Somebody and hold their hand. I discovered that I'm not just called to pastor a church. I'm called also to pastor business people. I discovered recently that there are business people they call me recently, they said they want me to come in to be praying for them as a business people. So we're not called as a pastor only. We're called into different, we're called into medical, we're called into business. Are you getting it? We're called into those areas. The person you are holding, I want to anoint this person for his callings. Anoint this person for prosperity. Anoint this person for divine breakthrough. Anoint this person. Let your anointing flow. Anoint this person for this. Let the anointing of God flow. Anointing your children. Let the anointing of God flow upon my children for divine lifting. Let your anointing flow upon my life. Flow upon my life. Flow upon my life. In Jesus' name we pray. And then you'll hear me like a thunder. The prayer I made the servant of God pray when I got to the church is for God to connect you to your helper. Every one of us need help. You see, you stay where you are for long because there's nobody to take you to the next level. And if there's nobody, you just be there. You just find that those that are meant to just passing you. They are just what? Have you had flat tires sometimes? All the cars are just going. Say, if not for this tire, now I would have got to where I'm going. You need help. Tell somebody you need help.
You need help.
But he said, help doesn't come from the north, not from the east. But it comes from who?
From the Lord.
I was reading Psalm 89 verse 20. Let me read it to us. I'm going to read it to us. So that if you find that this week, find that and pray on it. See what God said. I have Psalm 89 verse 20 to 25. He said, I have found David my servant with my holy oil. There are holy oil. The same word he used in the book of Isaiah 45 when he was talking about, I will go before you. See verse 1, he was talking to the anointed one. Said, I found David my servant with my only one. Have I anointed him? See what he said. With whom my hand shall be established. That means this year you will be established.
Amen.
He said, my hand also shall strengthen him. So when power enemy want to fight him, there will be a strength that comes. Extraordinary strength, grace. Verse 22, see what he said? The enemy shall not exert upon him.
Amen.
Not the son of wicked afflict him.
Amen.
Listen, don't be afraid of what is going on around us. Donald Trump is doing what you are not part of the people you want to afflict.
Amen.
You are not part of it.
Yes, sir.
You are not part of it. You are too loaded. You are not part of it. Know it as you know
In the
that you are
name
not
of
part
Jesus.
of it.
Amen.
He that is in you is greater than him that is in you.
Hallelujah.
He said, if God be for you, who can be against you?
Nobody.
He said, listen to me. He said, the son of the wicked will not afflict him. See verse 23. He said, and I will beat down his foe before his face. Are they planning to fight you? Wait for them. Wait and hear their story. We hear that verse 24. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn. This is last verse. I will set his hand also in the sea, and his right hand in the river.
Hallelujah.
To tell the Lord, oh Lord, take me to my next level.
Oh Lord, take me to my next level.
Because to flourish, you need to get to the
In
next
the name
level.
of
Really,
Jesus.
Ghana is not where you're supposed to be.
Until
Until you get to the next, until something changes,
Hey,
you're not flourishing. Tell the Lord, take me.
Take me
To my next level. By your anointing.
By
Take
your
me to my next level.
Father.
Take me to my next level. Take me to my next level. Take me to my next level.
Take me to my
Take me to my next level. 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 Thank you, Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Sir, if you can permit me, I want to pray for all the kids. Can you bring all the children this morning? As we are praying, I heard the voice that pray for all the children. Pray for all the children. Pray for all the children. So that no power will affect their glory. Can we have anointing oil, sir? Lord, you don't mind if I pour it on their head? You guys don't mind? So I want all the parents, can you stretch your hands towards this kids? Tell them, let no power cover their glory. Let no power cover their destiny. Begin to pray for them. Lord, let your glory rise. I decree, let your glory rise. 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 In the name of Jesus, let the glory rise. No power will cover your glory. In the name of Jesus, let your glory rise. Let your glory rise. In the name, let your glory rise. Let your glory rise. In the name, let your glory rise. Let the glory of God overshadow you. Let your glory rise. In the name, let your glory rise. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
You are in this place. You are looking for a job. Come forward. Just open your hand. Speak to God the type of job you want.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Speak to God the type of job you want.
Lord, your big money.
Let open door be your portion. After this prayer meeting, let the favor of God flow into your hand. New job, receive it. Let favor of God flow into this hand. Let God favor you, sir. Let the hand of God favor you. Let the hand of God favor you. In the name of Jesus. Let God favor you. Let God favor you. In the name of Jesus, let God favor you. Let new oil be released. Let new oil be released. Let new oil be released. Where's that person? Anytime you get a job, something will happen, they will lay you off. As we are praying, God said I should pray into your life. There's a mark placed upon you. Master, for that person, I want you to come to the altar. I want to pray for you. Let favor come. You are the person. You don't mind if I put oil on your head? Holy Spirit, I decree upon your head. Give me a, let the power of God be released. Let the anointing of God be released. Any mark placed upon you to aid you for no reason, I stand against it. But Paul said, I carry the mark of God. Let no man trouble me. From today, no power will trouble you anymore. Favor of God will go with you. Mercy of God will go with you. You will not be ashamed. And any power that want to put you to shame, the Lord will destroy them. The favor of God will uphold you. You will never be put down anymore. Any power there to fight your financial life, you are prevailing today. In the name of Jesus, your egg will not be bewitched. In the name of Jesus, will not be bewitched. In the name of will not be bewitched. Holy Spirit, I decree, let there be open door. Let there be open door. In the name of, let there be open door. Let there be open door. In the name of, let there be open door. Let us sit down. Let there be open door. I command open door. Let favor be released. Let God make you smile. Let God settle you. In the name of Jesus. Master, let God open door. Let God enlarge your cause. In the name of Jesus. Let God enlarge your cause. Let the favor of God be released. Let there be a divine lifting. In the name of Jesus. Can everybody open their hand? Can you ask for something from God? Ask something from God. Ask something from God. Ask something from God. As you're asking something from God, you have your seed that I called yesterday with you. You can bring it. Just come with your seed. You have your seed with you. Just come with it. Ask you your seed. Just come with it. Just come with it. Just hold my hand with it. Lord, this is a seed of your son. In this land, you will not lack seed. Amen. That means you will have harvest. Amen. The Lord will make you smile. Amen. You will not be ashamed. Amen. In any capacity. Yes, in the name of Jesus. So drop it on the altar. Yeah. Lord, I decree upon your hand, you will not lack seed. Favor will come upon your life. Amen. Struggling will be far away from you. Amen. You will overcome struggling. Amen. What you've laid your hands upon, you will finish it. Amen. Any word from anybody against your glory, we wither it now. In the name of Jesus. Amen. I decree, let the favor of God flow into your hand. Amen. You will not be ashamed. Amen. The blessing of the Lord will rest upon you. Amen. You will carry blessing. As we are finishing this prayer meeting, the Lord will remember you. What has been difficult for you to receive it now. I command angel of the Lord to go ahead of you. Take it now in the name of Jesus. I command the hand of God to be released. I command the favor of God to overshadow you. You will not lack anything. In the name of Jesus, I decree, let favor flow to your hand. In the name of Jesus, receive it now in Jesus' name. I command, let the favor of God be released. And the blessing of the Lord flow into your hand. You will not struggle financially. In the name of Jesus, I decree into your hand, let the favor of God be released upon you. You will not lack anything. You will not struggle. In Jesus' name, I command the favor of God upon your life. Let the hand of the Lord lift you high. You will not struggle financially. In the name of Jesus, I command the favor of God upon your life. You will not struggle. In the name of Jesus. You can go ahead. I command favor of God upon your life. You will not struggle. In the name of Jesus. I command the favor of God upon your life. The hand of God will lift you high. Financially, the Lord will enlarge you. In the name of Jesus, Lord, I decree upon your life, you will not struggle financially. The Lord will open new door for you. Favor will flow into your hand. In the name of Jesus, I command favor to be released upon your life. New door will open for you. The one in your hand will not finish before another one comes in. The Lord is raising helper for you. Receive it in the name of Jesus. But I decree, let the favor of God be released. Let there be a lifting in your life. You never be ashamed in the name of Jesus. But I decree, let the favor of God be released upon your life. Is the anointing, is the oil on the envelope? I want you to touch the oil. Lord, I decree to your hand. Let the favor of God flow to you. Amen. You will not struggle. Amen. It shall be easy for you. Amen. What has been difficult shall be easy. Amen. Favor will follow you. Amen. New door is about to open. Amen. You will enter into it. It's like what has been given you. You will materialize. Amen. The Lord will move your life forward. Amen. Beyond your imagination. Yes, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Decree the favor of God will flow to my hand. Yeah. If you are not here yesterday and you want to partake in it, ask people to sow seed. It takes sacrifice. That 300, that 200, that 150, that $100, that $50, whichever God wants you to do, I want you to partake in it. I want to partake in it. I want everybody to partake in it. I want to partake in it. Get an envelope and come forward if you know you want to partake in it. I want to pray for you. Get an envelope. If you don't have it today, you can bring it next time. But I really want to pray for you this morning. Give me the anointing oil, sir. Put it in my hand. Lord, I release oil. It's okay, there's one. Let the oil of God be released.
Amen.
Let favor be released. Let grace flow.
Amen.
Let anointing to prevail be released.
Amen.
Let power of God back you up.
Amen.
Let grace flow afresh. Receive it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I release grace upon your hand.
Yes, Lord.
Put that grace on my hand. Lord, I release. Let the anointing of God flow into your hand. Let it be easy for you. This land will answer to you. Said it's flowing with milk and honey. You will suck it. People you don't know will rise to help you. In the name of Jesus. I release the anointing of God to flow into it. Let the oil of God be released. Let the Lord lift you high. You will not be ashamed. Oh my hand. Let the favor of God be released. Anything you lay your hands upon, you will stand out. Among your peers, you will stand out. In the name of Jesus, I decree today, let the oil of God be released. Let God lift you high. This is your year of speed.
Amen.
As I told you I had speed, I will give you speed. I will give you speed.
Amen.
What took people 10 years will take you few years. Speed has come into your life. Take it now in the name of Jesus. Lord, I decree. Let the favor of God flow into your hand. Let the Lord lift you up. My sister, you are gifted, but you are not using your gift. Let heaven open for you.
Amen.
You will not struggle.
Amen.
It shall be easy for you.
Amen.
It shall be easy for you.
Amen.
What men have said is not possible, the Lord will make it possible for you.
Amen.
Door will be open for you.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
So still we pray. Amen. I decree favor upon your hand. Your hand will not lack one. It shall not be difficult for you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name we pray. Can we pray for all the leaders in this church? If you're a worker, you're a leader. You are head of department. You're a leader in this place. Let us pray for you. Leaders in this place. If you're a leader, you are working. You are usher. You are choir.
Come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward.
Let us pray for all the leaders, all the workers in this church. Every one of you that are working with the men of God, come forward. Come forward, don't worry, don't be ashamed. Come forward. There is space here. No space here. There's space here. Remember, come forward. Can you hold your hands together? Can you hold your hands together? Can you hold your hands together? Can I hold your hand and I'm going to touch the man of God? Father, we thank you. Lord, we join our hand with everyone working in this house. Peter said, I've left everything. I'm working for you. What will be my benefits? He said, in this world and in the world to come. Lord, we join my faith with the set man of this house. That your desire, the Lord will give it to you. You have stood with this man to do this work, to lift up his hand. I pray, everyone will lift up your hand. You have stood with him for him not be put to shame. I pray for you. This year you will not be put to shame. Anywhere you will appear, God will appear with you. Anywhere you will appear, favor will appear with you. Anywhere you will appear, they will see the mark of God upon you. But Apostle said, I carry the mark of God. Let no man trouble me. This year, no power will trouble you. No foundation will trouble you. Anything you lay your hands upon, you will prosper. As you serve God faithfully in this place, what you have been praying for, after this prayer meeting, let God begin to do it for you. You will not be ashamed. I pray for every one of us. No power will bury us. Your glory will not be buried. Your wife will not be buried. Your husband will not be buried. Your children will not be buried. Your business will not be buried. Your expectation for this year shall not be cut short. You will go forward. You will go forward. We will go forward. We will go forward. You will not be pulled down. No power will bury your glory. As we are celebrating today, sound of joy will never cease in your life. When they see you, they will see the mark of God upon you. Take it in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. We pray for this church. This church will move higher. In the next 3 months, this place will not continue anymore. This place will not continue anymore. The Lord will enlarge your coast. The Lord will bless you financially. The Lord will bless you with resources. The Lord will bless you with help of destiny. The The Lord will bless you with people. The Lord will raise men for this ministry. The Lord will raise helper for this ministry. I pray for this ministry, you will enlarge it. Helper of destiny will locate this ministry. Wherever they will be, you will bring them. We have 12 people that came to church last week Sunday, and we asked them, we invited you. They said they Google online. There are a lot of churches around us, but the Google God brought them there. I pray the same anointing for this church. Everyone in this area, the Lord will open their eyes to this place. Any veil that I have to cover this ministry, will remove it today. The Lord will bring men to this place. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We exalt you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Can we celebrate God this morning?
Please celebrate Jesus, celebrate Jesus. Hallelujah. Amen. Please, before you take your seat, I'd like us to pray for God's servant. Hallelujah. I'd like us to stand on our feet and stretch up our right hand and say, Heavenly Father, let there be a refill in the name of Jesus Christ. Please talk to God in prayers. Let there be a refill. He has left his home. He has left his sheep. He has left everything to be a blessing to us. Father, let heavens continually remain open upon him. In the name of Jesus Christ, let there be a refreshing. Let there be a refill. This year also, as you have empowered us of God to flourish, you will not diminish. You will flourish in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. If you have really prayed from the depth of your heart, shout a better amen. Hallelujah. Please be seated. Glory be to God. Before I welcome our brother for the